finally getting back on track, and the only way from there was up. However, that didn't last long because in the summer of 2008, Rashawn began to date Khloe Kardashian.
Every time somebody date a Kardashian, every time somebody date a Kardashian, look what happened.
Rashad claims that other NBA teams were turned off because of his relationship with Khloe and didn't want to have anything to do with him.
Didn't I just say it? I just said when you go there, look what happens. The nigga, his career was done. You start dating a Kardashian, bro start dating a Kardashian, look what happens. They all fail. Once you get a taste of that reality TV show shit, say goodbye to your relationship. It is done.
Yesterday, my life would be a victory. These niggas sound stupid saying they invented me, but arguing with fools.
It's your time, it's his time, it's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Most importantly, hit that like button, bro. It just helps the video out. Hit that like button right now, hit the like button. Got NBA players' careers destroyed by girlfriends, their girlfriends. Yeah, it's a certain NBA player that's spiraling right now for having a baby with a 39-year-old. I ain't gonna say no names. You guys know who it is. Let's get it going, though. That's his business, though. Shit, whatever he want to do, he want to do.
Several factors such as age or a new team or change of system.
I hope he don't make this video in the next couple years.
That didn't fit their
and that's real shit.
Style of play. For others, unfortunately, the sources of their demise and misfortune was none other than the supposed love of their lives. These basketball players got to realize that, well, maybe love is not always a fairy tale after all. In today's countdown, we'll take a look at some of your favorite NBA players who have been through the worst of times.
Let's
both
see.
Personally and
got
professionally because
on there?
of a rocky relationship with their girlfriend or wife. Before we get started, though, do you want to win a PS5 with NBA 2K21 and Madden?
All right, man. I appreciate your... I respect it, man, but I already got a PS5, man. Thank you, though.
History. Nash is remembered by many an 8-time All-Star, which is one of the most popular. Steve Nash's relationship with his ex-wife was so messed up that we couldn't help but put it here. Steve Nash is one of the most popular and
we just talked about Steve Nash in the last video, too.
Canadian-born former NBA player was a 2-time MVP and 8-time All-Star point guard who guided some of the most dynamic offenses in NBA history. Nash is remembered by many who watched his game as one of the most unselfish and creative floor generals of all time. A 6'3" wizard who tormented defense with his excellent shooting touch, superb vision, and a futuristic understanding of positioning and angles.
Do you still think Steve Nash is the best point guard in the game?
I think Steve Nash in flip-flops with one hand tied behind his back is the best point guard in the NBA.
In 2005, Nash became the first Canadian to win the NBA's Most Valuable Player award and then repeated the same feat.
One of those MVPs he should not have got it, bro.
Won multiple MVP awards.
If we're being honest.
Duncan, Bob Pettit, and Karl Malone. During his 2005 MVP campaign, Nash led the league in terms of assists with 11.5 per game and 861 total. That was 193 more than second-place Stephon Marbury. However, while Steve was making waves in the NBA, dropping assists and writing his name as one of the NBA greats, things were not so great at home. It all began when Nash met with Paraguayan filmmaker Alejandra Almeria in Manhattan while he was playing for the Dallas Mavericks. The two shortly began dating, and 3 years later, they welcomed twin daughters Lola and Bella. A year after the birth of their daughters, the couple got married and seemed to be living a fairy tale romance. It seemed that nothing could add to their happiness until the couple announced that they were expecting baby number 3. But then, everything turned around after Nash announced an impending divorce, just a day after his wife had given birth to their 3rd child.
What a twist!
Nash released a statement saying, "I'm very thankful and excited that we have a new son, Mateo Nash. Alejandra and the baby are doing fine, but this is a bittersweet moment for my wife and I. After 5 years, we are now in the process of dissolving our marriage."
Bro, and because like I said, we talked about this in the last video. The video I just reacted to about sleeping with other NBA players sleeping with other players' wives and shit like that. We just talked about Steve Nash. So one thing I want to know is, bro, when the baby was being it's right after, they said the next day or some shit. Like, when did it I just want to know, what made y'all have another child? And it seemed like it was already, that shit was already sinking. I don't know.
According to the basketball player, it hadn't been all roses for both of them, and they had been living apart before the birth of the 3rd child. But Nash didn't reveal it all. Shortly after he announced his impending divorce, rumors began to fly around that their 3rd child, Mateo, wasn't in fact Nash's. and she had been cheating on him with one of Nash's teammates.
Yeah, we talked about that in the
Divorce
last
became a highly
video.
publicized event, and that's not surprising because Steve Nash at the time was regarded amongst the most sought-after and recognized NBA stars.
We dropped him.
But the twist didn't end there. Maria admitted that Nash had cheated on her years prior. Although Nash has not spoken publicly about this accusation, he was reportedly cheating on his wife with a 22-year-old singer, Nelly Furtado, who name-checked the basketball player in her hit song, Promiscuous, singing, "Is that the truth? Are you talking trash? Or is your game MVP like Steve Nash?" After learning about the affair, it's believed that Maria...
They didn't say that in the last video. Why don't y'all just leave though? Like, I don't like stop staying with somebody just to cheat on them back. Just leave. I'm not like we ain't gonna take him off. We ain't gonna take him off the off the hook or nothing like that, bruh. And then he cheated with somebody who's a singer who gonna put his name and shit. Like, let's keep going though, bruh.
Slept with Nash's teammate and gave birth to his child as a way of getting back at Nash for cheating on her. Many sources believe that Jason Richardson was the father of the couple's third child and not, in fact, Nash. There are claims that the child was black, and since Steve was Caucasian and Alejandra was of Hispanic heritage, the possibility of both of them conceiving an African-American son
Is this the baby?
is virtually impossible.
If this is the baby, she did something. If this is the baby,
American son together is
the baby hair should not be like that.
virtually impossible. And here's where it gets even more interesting.
This is
Just
crazy.
a few months before the birth of Mateo, Richardson was quickly traded to the Orlando Magic in December. We believe that Nash learned of the affair and made it known to the team, and that's why Jason was traded off.
Damn, that's
After the
fucked
divorce
up.
in 2011, things didn't exactly get great for Nash. He was plagued with injuries and couldn't quite attain the heights that saw him become a two-time MVP winner before finally retiring in 2015.
Okay, yeah. Hey, damn, man. Skate, something's peeking.
Proactive mismatch 54.
When you're best known for an academic fraud investigation and dating Khloe Kardashian, then you know how bad one's basketball career has gone. In 2002, Scouts.com ranked Rashad McCants as the #1 high school basketball player in the country. Many people believed he was going to have a decent career in the NBA and maybe even go on to do great things because he had the talent to do everything on the court and become a powerful shooting guard in the league. Like most basketball stars, Rashad began his career in high school, Clyde A. Irwin High School in North Carolina. But he would end up finishing at New Hampton School, where he led New Hampton to the 2002 New England Prep School Class A Championship and was named MVP
this the
of
dude
the
who be
title
saying
game.
all that
He
bullshit
won the Player of
on
the Year
Gil's
award in
Arena.
2001 and 2002 while in school, and a few years later, Rashad was drafted as the number 14 overall pick into the NBA to continue what many believe would be a successful career. In his first season, it began to look like he was going to be another player who had a lot of potential, but couldn't get running in the NBA. During his second season, things got worse from there as he suffered a major injury which saw him miss a significant half of the whole season. However, in his third season, Rashad bounced back again to produce significant numbers. He was producing career-high numbers and showing off those lethal three-pointers that he was known for in high school. It appeared that he was finally getting back on track, and the only way from there was up. However, that didn't last long because in the summer of 2008, Rashad began to date Khloe Kardashian.
Every time somebody date a Kardashian, every time somebody date a Kardashian, look what happened. I don't understand what it is, bro. You know when they say you're not supposed to pay attention to history, somebody's history, they're fucking lying. There are times somebody's history can matter. There are times somebody's history can matter and determines your future. There are certain looks you just don't want to be associated with. You can go ahead and be the test subject. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it because of what other people are saying. You should be your own man and make your own decision, not because such and such is saying, oh, you know what happens when you deal with them. But bro, and it looked like he was one of the first, because this is the early 2000s. But they don't have a good history of partners. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest.
Athlete, I want to thank you for your bravery. And as a human, I want to thank you for the doors you've opened. And on behalf of the entire NBA and half of the rappers on the Billboard charts, I want to thank you for giving your daughters their daddy issues.
The former NBA player was set up by Reggie Bush. His relationship with Khloe was the first relationship between an NBA player and a Kardashian. And because of that, it was highly
Like I said, he was the first one.
publicized, and soon it consumed Rashad's identity. Khloe and Rashad dated for 7 months, and coincidentally, 7 months later, Rashad would play his last NBA game and retire. He and Khloe called it off in late January of 2009, shortly before McCants was traded from the Timberwolves to the Kings. He was not re-signed by Sacramento after the season and failed to get himself into another team. Rashad had spent just 4 seasons in the NBA, and it was over just like that. Rashad claims that other NBA teams were turned off because of his relationship with Khloe and didn't want to have anything to do with him.
Didn't I just fucking say it? Didn't I just say it? I just said when you go there, look what happens. The nigga, his career was done. And it's probably not just on her. We gonna hold him accountable. Didn't I just say that though? Didn't I not just say once you date a Kardashian, your life is over? I just said that. It's over. I don't care how it sounds, bro. There's certain label. It's just like on some. There's certain people you just don't go to. You just do not give your time and energy to. It's a cycle. It's a snowball effect. That's what my 5th grade teacher used to always tell me. You start talking, then he start talking, then he start talking. It's a snowball effect. You start dating a Kardashian, bro start dating a Kardashian. Look what happens. They all fail.
During an interview in 2017,
our relationships is gone.
His biggest regret was dating Khloe.
I fucking said it. His biggest regret was dating Khloe. He bro. I
also claimed that his highly publicized relationship with the reality TV star made people and teams doubt his commitment to the NBA. Without that situation in play, I'm a 60 to 70 million player, easily. Well,
but one thing we not gonna do, I'm not gonna let it be 100% on her, because at the end of the day, it's on you too. We ain't gonna blame her.
I don't know about that, McCants.
I don't know about that either.
Around the D League and several international leagues, going from Puerto Rico to China to the Philippines to France and other countries before finally hanging it up in 2015. It's definitely sad to watch, as there were less talented people than Rashad who carved out a nice basketball career in the National Basketball Association.
It's not all about...
In early 2014, rumors began to spread that Chandler Parsons was dating Kendall Jenner. After it became confirmed that they were indeed dating, the relationship would last to 2016. Well, around the time that the two began dating, Parsons was having the best season of his career with the Houston Rockets, and his 2013-14 season is still his best season to date, because Chandler never matched the heights of that season again. In his 2013-14 season, Chandler averaged career highs of rebounds, points, assists, and his overall game went up a notch. This form would see the Mavericks reward Chandler with a $46 million contract.
Oh yeah, this one people were saying he didn't deserve
the Rockets
this.
Decided they couldn't match the offer Dallas Mavericks were offering him, and Parsons left on a free. Although Parsons did end up joining the Mavericks, he was never able to replicate that form. A mixed run of injuries and troubles with his knees, as well as surgery, saw him miss a series of games.
Okay.
And he could never replicate that form. After his stint with the Mavericks, Parsons would sign a ridiculous 4-year contract worth $94 million.
Yeah, this is where I remember people saying that he did not deserve this shit.
Memphis Grizzlies. But it was here Parsons' career suffered a massive downturn. His injury woes continued to tear him apart, ruining what was supposed to be a terrific...
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online. Don't spend another dime on it.
career. Is it a coincidence that all this happened while he was with Kendall and subsequently after they broke up? Well, we'll let you decide. For someone with a wicked beard, it seems that
like, I don't want to blame, because at the end of the day, they do say a woman especially can throw you off of your game, but I don't want to blame her 100%. Like I said, dating a Kardashian, you already fucked up right there. But I'm just saying, like,
Harden is definitely no wise old sage when it comes to women. Harden was the 3rd overall pick in the NBA draft when he was starting up his career as a professional NBA player. However, his 2009 season was underwhelming, and that's us being fair. At this time, Harden was already dating a hard-nosed rapper,
2009?
Katrina, who he would later dump via a text message in 2012.
How y'all know that?
In 2015, Harden had become the main man for the Houston Rockets, and he was dropping a career-high number of points and assists at the time. And the man even took his team as far as the Western Conference Finals that year. Harden was making such waves and performing his iconic celebration that you couldn't help but notice the man with the wicked beard dictating the game wickedly. The following season was supposed to be the moment for Harden to win that NBA championship that had continued to avoid him. But as luck would have it, he met Khloe Kardashian. And we know how the story goes when you meet a Kardashian. Are we the only ones that think that maybe there's a curse with NBA players and the Kardashians? His meeting the reality star would cast a heavy shadow over Harden's game, and the Rockets would end up with a disappointing 27-28 record. During his time with Khloe, Harden was committing a career-worst 4.5 turnovers a game and shooting just 42.7% from the floor. His worst mark since his rookie season.
Thanks, James.
Wait, but what year?
Tristan Thompson had just
What year?
signed a
Nah,
deal with
I'm
the
gonna give them a pass for that one, cause
2015 worth
I
over
don't.
$82 million.
I'm gonna give them a pass for that
The
one.
Cavs won their first ever championship with Thompson playing one of the leading roles in writing a new chapter of history.
I'm gonna give him a pass for that
During
one.
this time, Thompson had one of the best seasons of his career, if not the best ever. But around August 2016, just 2 months after winning the championship, Thompson was pictured walking out of a nightclub with Khloe Kardashian. Don't these people learn?
I don't know. I really just don't know. Like, I remember somebody told me, I remember a YouTuber I watched, he said you don't want to date women who date all the rappers. He said, and he said women can apply it too. You don't want to date a man who, even though it's a little bit different, I guess, because women do it all the time. You don't want to date a man who's been with who's been with this person, that person, whatever, in a high industry. For the simple fact, bro, it's like it's the energy, bro. Like, you got to look at yourself. Why don't all this shit work out? Why is everything so crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is everything so weird? So me personally, if I'm an NBA, like, I can't say what I would or I wouldn't do, because at the end of the day, I'm not in their position. But I know myself, bro. I'm not about to sit here and I just can't, bro. It's too much and nothing goes well. I think Devin Booker's the only one who, like, he's still balling. He's still doing this thing.
Didn't you just see what happened with Harden just over...
Ben Simmons, I just don't know. Ben Simmons is another one. He probably gonna be in this video too. I just don't know, bro.
Just after Thompson and Khloe were pictured together, Thompson's career...
This entire video is 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes in, and every last one is a Kardashian right now. It's not a every person is a Kardashian so far.
You might have guessed by now, wasn't the same. The following year in the 2017 finals, Thompson was so bad that despite being popular for his rebound prowess, he got out-rebounded by Steph Curry, who made sure Thompson got to know about it. His form did not get any better because the following year in 2018, the same thing would happen again. The only difference this time was that Thompson was awful all through the game. Like, really awful. Everything from his minutes to his numbers all dropped to alarming numbers, and when he did play, he was a shadow of his former self. He went from being one of the best rebounders in the league to a complete joke. It also didn't help matters that Thompson had been caught cheating on Khloe while she was pregnant with their daughter. This led to him being booed by his own fans. It's safe to say that the pressure that comes with dating a Kardashian, as well as Thompson's awful attitude, and the jeers from the fans all made it difficult for the man to replicate the old form that saw him become what many believed would become the X Factor against Curry's Warriors due to his ability to switch on to guards. Humphrey's relationship with Kim Kardashian is probably one of the most famous and talked about relationships in the last 2 decades. The pair met, started dating, got married, and divorced all within the same year. Pretty crazy, and exactly why we couldn't afford to miss this one or fail to share it with you guys. Rumors that the two were dating began to spread towards the end of 2010, and although Kim first denied dating the basketball player, it soon became public around the first or second month of 2011. At this time, Kim could not deny it any longer, and the pair celebrated Humphrey's 26th birthday together. And by April, Humphreys was already spending time on the Kardashian family vacations. The relationship between the two was highly publicized, and they appeared on numerous TV shows talking about their relationship. Around this time, Humphreys was 7 seasons into his NBA career, and it was during this time that Humphreys had his breakout season, registering career-high points, assists, and rebounds. However, his breakout season went downhill just as quick. Humphreys and Kim got married in August 2011 and divorced only 72 days later.
Certain things happen in life, and you got to move forward, so I'm excited to be where I'm at right now with the NBA.
They just don't learn, bro. I done made some stupid decisions myself. I done gave people the energy that they didn't deserve. I done made some dumbass decisions in my life. But one thing I have always, like, I'm starting to really, really understand this, bro. A person that tells you somebody's past doesn't matter, don't believe that shit, bro. They're not all, some, but not all. There are some who can make a change, but a lot can't. I don't even know what the dynamic of this shit. I don't know if he was cheating. I don't know what's going on. But I just know dating a Kardashian, bro, it never ends well. You're in. It's too much it's too much media shit going on. It's not a regular relationship. I don't know, bro. Obviously, I'm not in the relationship, but hey, dating a Kardashian, you already fucked up. Kiss your career goodbye. You fucked up.
Season coming up, and I'm ready to go. So.
A year after the divorce, Humphrey's numbers in the NBA saw a significant drop. You could argue that it was partly because the Nets saw a huge change in their roster. This was the time they traded for Joe Johnson, so Humphries didn't get the ball as much as he used to. On the outside, it appeared as if Humphries and Kim were the perfect match. But it turns out there were some red flags prior to the wedding, with the biggest one being that the people around Kim didn't want her to go through with the wedding.
Wow.
Kim's mom even reportedly told Kim to go away before the wedding. Told her that, why don't you go away, and I'll handle it. There's also a report that Chloe was not in support of the wedding, reportedly telling Kim, I give the both of you 6 effing months. But Kim went ahead with it nonetheless because she thought people might think the whole thing was staged. But despite trying to make it work, it never did happen, and their 72-day-old marriage went down as
But why were they saying these things?
Recorded between an NBA star and his spouse. However, the divorce from Kim took a significant toll on Humphries because he never bounced back in the NBA. After the divorce, Chris was mocked, booed, and jeered on the court.
I don't know if I've ever seen this. Whoa!
What the fuck is he doing?
And he himself branded his marriage and divorce embarrassing and brutal. He said, I should have known what I was getting into. I was definitely naive about how much my life was going to change.
I love it, bro, because that's one thing, I love it. Because here's the thing about this shit, even as a man, bro. You have to tell yourself, I was stupid as fuck. I should have known that this shit wasn't going to work. I should have known who you were, the situation, what I was getting myself into. I ignored certain things. All right, bet. Now I got to take responsibility. I love it, bro. I don't like when people try to play the victim, bro, and try to act like it's just the person. No, bro, it was you too. You knew what you was getting yourself into. Same thing with the ladies. I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear this. I was with a bad man. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. You get that. But a lot of y'all know, y'all don't get that. There's stuff about you that you wasn't taking care of. You were a terrible person. There's stuff about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much victim shit. I hate it. You know, I like what he's saying. I should have known what I was getting into. I was definitely naive about how much my life was going to change. I guess that's why they say when you in the league, bro, you got to be top tier your focus. So if you can't navigate through certain things in a relationship, don't be in one, bro.
There's definitely a lot about that world that was not entirely real, but our actual relationship was 100% real. When it was clear it wasn't working, what can I say? It sucked. It's never easy to go through the embarrassment of something like that with your friends and your family, but when it plays out so publicly in front of the world...
That's why I don't like the public relationships, bro. It just doesn't... Nothing wrong with being a little public here and there, but it just doesn't work, bro. A Kardashian is already... Nothing about them is private. You already fucked up right there. But I love how you took responsibility, bro. I hate when people try to act like women will be with men who are bad men and then blame the bad man. You knew what you was getting yourself into. Same thing. A man would be with a woman who's not it, and don't go blaming her. Blame yourself. It's your fault.
World, that's a whole other level. It was brutal. Chris began to suffer from acute anxiety, especially in crowds, and locked himself away. Speaking about it, he said, there was about a year when I was in a dark place. I didn't want to leave my room. You feel like the whole world hates you, but they don't even know why. They don't even know you at all. They just recognize your face, and they're on you. I didn't want to be Chris Humphries. It's the craziest feeling in the world. Lamar and Khloe's relationship was mysterious and somewhat unusual. Lamar met the Kardashian sister in 2009 and officially began dating in September. A month later, they were married. And if that's not unusual, I don't know what else would fit that bill. The relationship between the pair was highly publicized, and Lamar would go on to feature on a lot of the Kardashians' hit popular reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
And I fucking said, stop dating a Kardashian. As soon as you date them, look at they now you're on their show. Now you're, look.
And Lamar would go on to feature on a lot of the Kardashians' hit popular...
Go to feature on a lot of the Kardashians' hip-hop
reality show.
Hip-hop reality. Once you get a taste of that reality TV show shit, say goodbye to your relationship. It is done. Stop with this like, as soon as that shit happens, bro, you're literally a TV relationship. That's all you are, bro. This shit is crazy. He got married to her and then went on her reality. Like, your shit is done, bro. I don't get it, bro.
As an outsider or fan watching the couple, nothing really seemed wrong. They didn't appear as the perfect couple, but the pair looked perfectly okay together. A couple months after their marriage, Lamar won his second championship with the Lakers, so everything looked fine and dandy. However, those who knew the couple well enough would all agree on the same thing. The marriage and affair spelled trouble from the very beginning, and it was a miracle they lasted 5 years to begin with.
Oh, they lasted 5 years?
Their very well-publicized downfall began 2 years after their marriage, and it went downhill very fast from there. It all began with a trade to the Dallas Mavericks, where Lamar would experience the worst season in his career by far. Odom appeared to be struggling the entire season, and mentally he was just not there. The former two-time NBA champion didn't seem like he was enjoying his basketball, and struggled to train well during his practice sessions. Speaking about this, Lamar said, "When you have relationships with people and there are hard times, you know how to deal with one another. When you don't, it's obvious." There are many ways to interpret that, but one thing is for sure,
real.
and that's that he was not in the right state of mind. In 2013, Lamar would play his final NBA game, which is coincidentally the same year that Khloe filed for divorce. However, the divorce did not sit well for Lamar, and 2 years later, Lamar was found unconscious in a brothel. He had OD'd and was in a coma where the NBA star suffered 12 strokes and 2 heart attacks. During this time, Khloe did not leave his side and stayed until he recovered. After Lamar finally recovered, his NBA career was pretty much over. During an interview where Lamar spoke about just how bad things got for him, he said, "At that point in my life, I was doing coke every day. Pretty much every second of free time that I had, I was doing..."
This is what they say, bro. I heard a rapper, I think Leaky Bo said he's scared to fall in love because you know how he gonna get. That's why they tell men, like, be careful, bro, because when a man love, is like, he love, bro. Not saying that when women don't love, they don't love, but, you know, I think things with women are a little more conditional than it is for a man. A good man, anyway. Speaking on good man. But more of the story, just don't date a I don't care how it sounds, do not date a Kardashian, bro. I'm sorry. You gotta find, just don't do it, bro. Just don't do it. That's the end of this video, though, you guys. Y'all make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you new, if you stayed throughout the entire video. I appreciate it, man. I'm gone.